performance and progress this tax season. And in fact, we hit a significant milestone with our TurboTax Live platform, which is in essence where we have experts to help you do your taxes or do it for you, where we reached $1 billion mark growing at 30%. So we're very excited and privileged to have the honor to serve our customers. Specifically, your question around the settlement. One, as we've said in the past, we are huge proponents of free. Over the last 8 years, we have served about 100 million customers that have paid nothing to get their taxes done. In fact, those figures are the largest of the entire industry combined. And we felt that some of the complaints about our free practices had no merit. But with that said, we felt like this was important to just put behind us. And some of the, by the way, practices we had evolved in the last year just to continue to be far more clear and transparent with customers in terms of their eligibility for free and when they're not eligible for it. So I would say those are the headlines.
Okay. Now, I do want to talk about small business because it's such an important engine for the U.S. economy overall, and that performed quite strongly for you and is a big part of why you issued this strong guidance. In what ways are you seeing this inflationary environment, higher costs reflected in small business performance? Why isn't it slowing you down here, and what gives you the confidence to issue the guidance you did, given all of that?
Sure, John. First I'll start with the small business, and then I'll talk about our performance. In terms of the small business, everything that you all talk about, throughout the day, is very real. First of all, consumer spending is still strong. So consumers are spending with our small businesses for the services that they provide. At the same time, small businesses are having to deal with, food prices going up, fuel prices going up, wage shortages and wages prices going up. And so those are very real things that they have to deal with. At the same time, the reason for our strong performance last quarter and our guidance going forward is, there is an accelerated flight to digitization to manage your cash flow. One of the top reasons why small businesses survive and thrive or go out of business is, one, getting customers, two, it's their cash flow. And on our platform, our platform now is a growth and money center platform where you can do a far better job managing your cash flow, get access to cash. And in fact, what I shared on earnings yesterday is this last quarter, our QuickBooks Capital, which is our loan product, tripled year over year. And our payments charge volume continued to grow north of 30%. And those are just indications that small businesses are relying on our platform to be able to manage their cash flow, even in unique times. So we're proud of and privileged to be able to serve our small businesses.
Hi, Susanna. It's Deirdre. You talked about that settlement with state AGs over advertising practices. You said that was now behind you. However, there is a separate FTC lawsuit that does remain open, calling that supposedly free software a bait and switch. What are you doing specifically to win back trust? I mean, even this morning, I searched TurboTax on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and it's full of memes and videos from customers that feel burned by the software. And these are millennials and Gen Z where, presumably your future growth is supposed to come from.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the question. I'll start with the facts. We have well over 55 million customers that use TurboTax. We have one of the highest net promoters across the industry, and that is what we just ended the season with. Very strong growth, very strong net promoter, very strong word of mouth. So we do have an incredible amount of trust. And in fact, I would tell you that when this complaint was out, I got emails directly from customers letting me know that, hey, I want you to know I used your free product, and it was very clear that it was free. It was very clear when I needed to upgrade. And so I think facts speaks for themselves. At the same time, we take these things very seriously because for us, trust and reputation matters a lot. And so we will continue to work very hard to ensure that we can always be more transparent across our entire platform. And that's the way we're thinking about it, and it informs the actions that we take.
Right. So, Susanna, I know that you get emails from people who like the software, but as a potential consumer, what I'm seeing still is a lot of that backlash. So, again, I just ask you, are you doing anything specific? Do you feel like you don't need to do anything more to win back trust?
We absolutely do, and I'll give you very specific examples of things that we have done, within the product. For instance, in the product, we are now much more clear in the checkout experience, the value that the customers are getting, and what they have to pay for it, if they have to pay for it versus if it's free. And we're also very clear to let them know, hey, if you're not actually satisfied with the value that you're getting, let us know, and we'll make an adjustment real time to help them understand what they can do to get their taxes done for what they believe the value are. So one is within the product, we're taking a lot of additional actions to make the experience far better. I would say the other thing that we are doing and have done this past season is be far more transparent around just the eligibility of free based on your tax situation as you're picking the product, letting you know if it's something you have to pay for and or if it's free, but also beyond that, helping you understand the benefits that we can provide you beyond taxes with Credit Karma. So we have absolutely taken additional actions to be, I would say, far more on the side of building trust and building reputation.
And Sasan, I want to finish on Credit Karma. Revenue was up 48% to $468 million in Q3. Now, it also looks like consumer credit was growing a lot in this economy with all of these cost pressures. There's some concerns out there that consumers are putting a lot, maybe more than they should, on credit cards. So how should we think about the growth of that business, health of that business, perhaps as, consumers start to hit a ceiling in the amount of credit that they're using and perhaps need other and different services and help?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'll start with where you did. We're really proud of the performance of that business. In fact, this year, all in all, it's going to end up growing nearly, 60%. And our long-term expectations for that segment is 20 to 25% growth. So we feel very good about the long-term expectations that we've set. In sort of the times that we are in, and even if you look ahead and you just assume that we're going to get into a recession or even close to a recession, there are two things that hold true. One is customer demand actually goes up in tougher times. So there's going to be higher demand than there is even now. On the other side, our partners, the financial institutions, the insurance companies that are on the platform, there's actually a flight to quality. And that's really where the power of our Credit Karma platform comes into play, because it's really a data platform that uses AI to deliver personalized matches and experiences. So our partners put their credit models on our proprietary platform because it gives them the ability to manage the quality of customers and offers they want to provide. And so there's a flight to quality by our partners. There's actually higher demand, and we're actually excited about what we can do even in these tough, unique times that we are in.
All right. A beat and a strong guide from Intuit has those shares up about 7.5%. Sasan Goodarzi, the CEO, joined us here on Tech Check First. Thank you, Sasan.
Thanks for having me.